Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. Everybody. Welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. So guys, it's a Sunday night. It's 7:50 Eastern Time. And I want to talk to you about a subject that I meant to talk about earlier. There's so much going on, of course, and it's really about the meeting that Trump had with Hegseth. So there is a story that came out in the Financial Times today about how Trump, dropped the act that he cares about Ukraine, and it was urging Ukraine to accept Russia's terms. Okay, but before I do that, let's do the protection. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and all the good, and so it is. So another thing, by the way, that happened was that there's this controversy online now that Hegseth wore a tie that is in the Russian, like a Russian flag tie, something like that. And and then this other person, Kirill, the investment, I talked about him the other day, investment fund, Russia's investment fund head or something. He was mocking. He highlighted that basically. So it's all very interesting. I mean, interesting is not the word, but this is where we are. So let me start with the article. So it's a short article. It's from like yesterday, by the way, the video I did of Jeffrey Osteen. That was a long ass article. This one is short. So there are some facts that it discusses. So I will pause and then have a question and then continue. Okay, but let's do the protection. I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that I create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. So Trump urged Zelenskyy to accept Putin's terms or be destroyed by Russia. U.S. President tossed aside maps of Ukraine frontline in volatile White House meeting. In a meeting with Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House on Friday, Donald Trump repeatedly echoed talking points Vladimir Putin had made in their call a day earlier, according to people familiar with the matter. Donald Trump urged Zelenskyy to accept Russia's terms for ending its, let's see here, ending its war in a volatile White House meeting on Friday, warning that Putin had said he would destroy Ukraine if it did not agree. The meeting between the US and Ukrainian presidents descended many times into a shouting match, with Trump cursing all the time. People familiar with the matter said. They added that the US president tossed aside maps of the front line in Ukraine, insisted that Zelenskyy surrender the entire Donbas region to Putin, and repeatedly echoed talking points the Russian leader had made in their call a day earlier. Though Trump later endorsed a freeze of the current front lines, the acrimonious meeting appeared to reflect the capricious nature of the US president's position on the war and his willingness to endorse Putin's maximalist demands. The meeting between Trump and Zelenskyy came amid a fresh push by the US president to end Russia's war following the ceasefire secured between Israel and Hamas. Zelenskyy and his team went to the White House hoping to persuade Trump to supply them with long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles, but the US president ultimately declined to do so. The tense meeting echoed a similarly fractious encounter at the White House in February, in which Trump and Vice President JD Vance lambasted Zelenskyy for what they characterized as a lack of gratitude towards the U.S. During Friday's meeting, Trump appeared to have adopted many of Putin's talking points verbatim, even when they contradicted his own recent statements about Russia's weaknesses, said European officials briefed on the meeting. According to a European official with knowledge of the meeting, Trump told Zelensky that Putin had told him the conflict was a special operation, not even a war, adding that the Ukrainian leader needed to cut a deal or face destruction. The official said that Trump told Zelensky he was losing the war, warning, if Putin wants it, he will destroy you. At one point in the meeting, the US president threw Ukraine's maps of the battlefield to one side. The official familiar with the encounter said, according to the official, Trump said he was sick of seeing the map of the front line of Ukraine again and again. Oh my God, sorry, I apologize for Ukrainians that I'm sorry about this is happening. This red line, I don't know where it is. I've never been there, Trump said. Trump also said that Russia's economy is doing great, which is a total lie. Everybody knows that's not the case. The official said, in a sharp contrast to his recent public remarks, in which he urged Putin to negotiate because his economy is going to collapse. The White House and the Ukrainian president's office did not immediately respond to requests for comments. Trump told Fox News on Sunday that he was confident about securing an end to the conflict, added that Putin is going to take something, his one certain property. What? Putin made a new offer to Trump on Thursday, under which Ukraine would surrender the parts of eastern Donbas region under its control in exchange for some small areas of the two southern frontline regions of Kherson and Zaporizhia. The Russian proposal marks a small concession from that made during Putin's last meeting with Trump in Alaska in August, where he said he would agree to freeze the line of contact elsewhere on the front line if Ukraine surrendered the Donbas. That meeting also ended acrimoniously after Putin rejected Trump's push for an immediate ceasefire and to digress at length about medieval Ukrainian history, prompting the U.S. to explore ramped-up support for Kyiv, including by supplying Tomahawk missiles. But ceding the remainder of the Donbas still under Ukrainian control would be a non-starter for Ukraine, as it would hand up Moscow territory it has only partially occupied for more than a decade and failed to seize despite its efforts since Putin ordered the invasion in 2022. Okay. So, all right. So, to give the Donbas to Russia without a fight is unacceptable for Ukrainian society, and Putin knows that. Alexander Merezko, chair of the Ukrainian Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee. He said that Putin might be pushing the contentious idea with the purpose to cause division within Ukraine and undermine our unity. Merezko added, it's not about getting more territory for Russia, it's about how to destroy it from within. Trump's belligerent repetition of Putin's rhetoric on Friday dashed hopes among many of Ukraine's European allies that he could be convinced to increase support for Kyiv. That hope had risen after Trump in recent weeks expressed frustration and impatience with the Russian president's refusal to actively engage in bilateral peace negotiations with Zelenskyy. Three other European officials briefed on the White House discussions confirmed that Trump had spent much of the meeting lecturing Zelenskyy, repeating Putin's arguments about the conflict and urging him to accept the Russian proposal. Zelenskyy was very negative following the meeting, according to one of the officials, adding that European leaders were not optimistic but pragmatic with planning next steps. In a statement on Sunday, Zelenskyy said decisive steps are needed from the United States, Europe, and the G20 and G7 countries to end the war. So, wow, this was, I had listened to this article because I pressed the recorded version when I was listening to it. It is as bad as it sounded then, right? But now there's a lot of questions to ask here. So the first question that I have here is about the fact that the article states that Trump had repeated the talking points from Putin on Thursday. So Trump talks to Putin on Thursday and has this meeting on Friday with Zelenskyy, okay? And that's in the meeting, on this meeting on Friday, that's when he repeats the Putin talking points. What I found interesting here is that it looks like those European countries had access to the conversation. I don't think a transcript was, how it is nowadays, right? I doubt that Trump offered the transcript to the press. Okay. And so So really, it to me, I find it super okay. Found it super interesting because when you read articles, as I've said before, I that's my source for my videos, right? Because the information is very, very specific, and I love specific information. But sometimes in articles like this, you can start asking questions. For example, how did the European leaders know what Putin was talking about? To me, it feels as though they could listen into they had whatever surveillance of some sort and could tell what they were talking about. And it's in a way, it's an alert to the White House. They were listening in. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Okay, so does it make sense to me? It's really kind of in a weird way encouraging because it shows that some people have information. Okay, so so that's part one. Okay, so that's the first. So let me ask this: did these European countries have? You're saying yes. I see they had a readout of this the Thursday meeting. They picked up. I don't know that it's saying I don't know that it was super secret, but they know what they talked about basically. Interesting. And that's the message they were sending. So, because the European countries and Ukraine, right, they are the sources for this. So, what do the European countries and or Ukraine pick up when Trump met with Putin on Thursday before meeting with Zelenskyy on Friday? What did the European countries have? What did they pick up? Let's see here. Okay. An experience, usually this is gathering, that's why meeting. Sad news. Okay. Not detailed. Let's see here. Oh, hanged man. So they're waiting. There's not much that if things can't go for. Oh, abandoning, turning around. Interesting. That's right. So they're stuck. The guy turns around. I think the position that he had before. Interesting. Now, this card, like this, is stress. When when um when this card is upside down, 10 of wands, it means spilling, like sometimes spilling the beans. It's like the stress is removed, but a lot of times it means spilling the beans. This is just, and by the way, I use these cards that have meaning. I don't use it because I've been using it for, I don't know the meanings in my own way of, right? But, this is how I see it. But I see here, burden, see upside, what does it say here? Failure to delegate too much responsibility, collapse, breakdown. So that breakdown collapse could be. So, but again, waiting because now they're stuck because Trump walks away. And to me, and this is a collapse, but it still feels to me like they're like, we have to do something, we have to talk, right? Because it turns around. And I see it saying, I get as I see these cards, I get that Trump, they knew exactly when Putin was doing it because Putin is he needs if there's a Nobel Prize for manipulation, Putin gets it. And he's a really, and that way you have to give it to him. He really is a brilliant human. Okay, human nature maybe now stress, hacking, stressful heart, stress. Oh, interesting. Was Trump so hard in public? Stress to the values in public. Stressful heart, stressful value. Okay, it could be that they could Putin could cause stress to Trump. Oh, this is also, guys, this card could mean sex, not just love, but sex. I've learned this through experience with readings that even though technically it's a card of love, and sometimes it can mean happiness, something that you enjoy, it could also mean sex. So if sexual information could come out, this is the public, and that could stress him. So it's possible that they picked up that Putin drop hints of manipulating Trump through that information. Okay. So okay, so so Trump then goes to the meeting. So let's see. Show me the meeting between Trump and Putin on Thursday. What happened? He's like, yeah, it's saying it would be terrible, Putin telling him, if the world knows what happened between you and the girls, Donald. Something, I don't think it was that overt, but Trump got what he meant. Okay. So so he listened to, and I see that Putin slides a piece of, oh, but they didn't meet in person, right? It was like there's this, it was a call. Like he was sent just like bullet points of what he wants, Putin wants. And this is that. Okay. All right. Now, Okay, I have a question again about this. I know that Trump was lying before about Ukraine. I mean, I thought maybe I don't, it's not, I never really thought that he was pro-Ukraine, but is there, so just reiterating this question. So recently he was saying these things that were like sort of anti-Russia for the first time. Did he really mean any of it, or was it just saying to kind of make people think that he cares about Ukraine? What was the purpose of those statements earlier? Money. Okay. Heartbreak. Interesting. This could be stress. Stress. Okay. So money. Yeah, he's like, I think this because this card sometimes can be blackmail if it's upside down. It's not upside down, but does it make sense? It's still in the realm, especially with a worry card. So he said, okay, so far away, gift, surprise. Okay. So he doesn't, it's saying he wants to pretend like if nothing happened, like it to change. He wants his lying, okay? News. Now this could be let's see what comes next. Okay. News that could be sometimes sudden or dangerous. It could be sudden and remove the spying or show the spying. So was Russia directing him to say good things about Ukraine? Or was it? No, it's saying that there was some like it's saying that in some ways he finds it easier when he pretends to like Ukraine because then he's under less scrutiny. And he thought that something was going to come out, so he had to appear as if he cared about Ukraine. And it shows me, remember how there was a recent meeting when Zelensky came, it wasn't this last time. And he was sitting there with Trump and he said all these things and Zelensky was surprised. But I see that Ukraine thinks that this is very consistent with Trump. When everybody knows the truth about him, who he is, who he works for, but he tried to change so that people wouldn't look so much, right? To see if people could, it's like a criminal that pretends to like to say something so that people don't find him suspicious or don't suspect anything. Okay. All right. So okay. So then let's talk about the Friday meeting. So then Trump, what happened in this Friday meeting? That's right. He wants, and I see that the thing about Trump that he worries him is the fact that Putin has everything over his, like so over he has a rope around his neck, kind of. He has everything, and he could do, like I feel like in some ways also I still feel like there's something about the decision to sort of, oh yes, is Ukraine could use all of this and that. It's sort of a way to feel like to act as though he were independent when he's not. Because I'm getting here that it's like it's a form of like psychological torture for Trump that he knows that Putin has everything and he's saying all these things so that he can kind of get off, like make him happy for once or something. So he's desperate and so he's acting, he's aggressive, especially behind the scenes, right? When nobody's looking. So, okay. So tell me, why was Trump what why was Trump acting like this towards Zelensky? And then okay, okay, defeat, world upside down, manipulation. So he wants to he wants to defeat Ukraine. That's right, the world upside down to create to change the world order and to manipulate to make that happen. Change. The card of big change. The judge. The card of the judge. Recognition. Recognizes something. This decision making or recognition of a decision. Oh, that's right. So it would be something official. The judge is something official. It doesn't have to be an actual judge. But to recognize publicly this change, to force him into recognition. Okay, here's the White House. All right, the older man deal. So he wants some kind of deal. All right. So, all right. So what's next? I mean, I think we're back to square one where I always see him trying to force the military to help Russia. So what will Donald Trump do next about Ukraine? What will he do next? Because I know, oh, okay, so something swift. Though also the White House. Oh, tower. Swiftly the White House fall apart like a tower. Swiftly the White House falls apart like a tower. It falls apart like a tower. There's people burning from the tower, huh? The White House falls swiftly like a tower, huh? Like a tower. The tower card says, you can't control the events. The the tower card says, get ready, get ready. You can't control it. Hmm. You can't predict it. No, no. Military. Oh, what? Look at this. Military person. Hello? Oh, and remember how Corina always saw the white gloves? They have the white gloves. Look. Very interesting information. Man with the white gloves come for him. Boy, oh my God. Military. Is a military word? There's somebody's word about the foreign country. That's right. Here's the trip, but it's something foreign. So what's missing here? Something here. Talking, invitation to talk. Interesting, abroad. But okay, tell me about the fall, the downfall, the tower. Tell me about the tower. What happens? I see he's collapsing. And I see, okay, it shows me again that in a way, even though this is what I get ultimately, that even though Trump wants to help Russia and he's desperate for Russia to stop kind of torturing him, the bottom line is that he's worried about the Epstein information coming out. The stuff that I talked about, he's he's scared to death of this. He really is. And it's saying that it's like it shows people who he is. And it gives me a weird example. This nowadays you hear a lot of stories of people doing online dating and then they discover the man is married or has been dating somebody else or whatever. It's the same. It's like a whole other identity. It's saying that he's living a lie. And a lot of people know who he is. So he has to keep pretending. And it's saying the Epstein is exact right on, Rosa. Is the Epstein is not just the abuse of women. We have known for decades that he has abused young women, teenagers, children, right? It's the financials because the women, they could say, I did nothing, right? He has been able to get away with it to a degree. This is a fact, right? He's not in jail. But the problem with money is that it's evidence. Okay, and women, they could be like, oh, are you sure this and that? For some reason it's not documents, right? But the financials, this day you transfer this amount of money, this. So it will show who really owns him, and that's why he's so afraid. So that's the thing, the Epstein thing is that the part that worries him the most is the money. Because again, we know that he's an abuser. And he's saying the modeling agencies. And then guys, I think the thing that goes back again. How the hell did we have a president that owned these modeling agencies that we never heard? This whole the propaganda, the media, how they have like essentially elevated him. And I've never once heard from any one model from, have you ever, do you know anybody who was represented by Trump agency? No, I have never. And somehow the media never bothered to go after these women to find them. And that's it. We just call it a day. And then Biden is, oh, Biden, he has a problem or this and that. Like, come on. This man, this is public stuff. He gets away with all this crap. It's amazing. Like, really, why? Because there's a complicit, right? They're complicit with this. And there's definitely double standards. He could commit crimes. He will not be demonized publicly by the press. So why is it different then? If he's not demonized by the press, what is different? It's saying that it's an undeniable thing. It's extremely undeniable. They're saying that he doesn't really own his businesses. The owners are Russian, and there's a lot there. Okay, and there's more. So, okay. So he's worried about that. So is the Epstein story going to come out? Is the truth about what I saw in that video? Is it going to come out about the joint? That's what Jeffrey Epstein's peer told me. They had joint bank accounts. Is it going to come out? Plans, okay. Oh, the devil. The devil is him. Or isn't that interesting that the cards portray the devil as orange? Isn't that funny? Well, it's almost like somebody had a vision. Like, because I think this is from the 19th century, I believe. They probably like close their eyes and like, wow, who's the devil? It's an orange man with this yellowish hair. Yeah. What? The question. That's the devil. Is it gonna? Yes, yes. Okay. The Queen of Swords, manipulation, anger, imbalance, goes crazy, goes insane. That's right. Well, that goes months. The White House here is, in this case, it's yellow, actually. The man. Child. No beginning. Okay. Sports. Vision. Okay. So, wow. So, okay. So what is the information that's gonna come out here? Because the thing is that's what I feel like. Putin is torturing him with this knowledge of that he has about Trump. And so it's gonna come out before Putin even says it or shows it. But he's gonna show more once the information comes out. Okay. Okay. So, okay, guys. I know sometimes I get into no, this is let me finish the article about Ukraine because there's more. I would still have one more question that came up here, and then we're gonna go back to this, to the question of the Epstein files that Putin brought up. Okay, because the one thing before I forget is about Tomahawk missiles. So Trump mentioned the Tomahawk missiles, and I knew when he mentioned it wasn't serious. But what's going to happen? What is going to happen to Trump assistance of Ukraine or lack thereof in the Tomahawk missiles? The story about this. Okay. Restlessness. Okay. Action. Okay. Truth is revealed. Interesting. Okay. And I say we're responding to the question of the Epstein together. Okay, here, letter. Man has letter. Interesting. Letter from the money man. Okay. Oh, that's right. Could be kind of. I mean, Epstein was a lot less attractive. This is okay. Treachery. Treachery. That's right. Boss. This could be finances and the stars. Now, the stars could even be satellites. So yeah, Trump is not. No, he's not doing anything about it. So okay. So then, tell me what's next from all the parties involved. Trump, Zelenskyy, NATO. And I see, wow, I see Putin putting a feet on the accelerator to push, be more and more aggressive towards Ukraine. And he's like, I want American help. You owe me. And this is what I said to the thing where I was trolling them. I said, you people need to, Russia needs to be number one because no, really, Russia gave you the election. You're supposed to thank them how, somehow, you know what I'm saying? So I still, he's like biting his hand. So what? And then I see this stuff comes out. And then he pretends to be crazy. Okay. Oof, so so what's going to happen? Okay, so let's say by the end of November with Trump, what's happening? Because all of this is right. Okay, the money issues, fine. Okay, so sun upside down coming out, stuff coming out. Battle, worry, concern, prison. Money, that's right. And I see problems with the economy, stuff coming out. Okay, here is a long time organization. Ends. Wow. Or it could also be this could mean health. So permanent health ending or the problems. It's saying it shows me again this image of the tower, everything collapsing at once because it's been delaying and denying. Oh no, I have nothing to do with this. The Epstein thing, the Ukraine thing, the economy, everything kind of collapsing onto him. So okay, so now okay, I get it. So is what else is Russia going to do? Let's say they're doing it already. What else are they going to do to the US until Trump goes? Okay, messages caught. People hidden out. The hidden, it could be the hidden, like, agents or something like that. Okay, treachery. Messages that show the people like it's hidden agents or sleeper agents, right? Okay. Luck. Now a lot of money. It's interesting because this is a part of a short break, but also could mean sexual activity. So money from, okay, deals of sexual activity. Oh, that's right. Blackmail. Now here's secret card. secret. And this could be the government, this could be the law. The secrets come out through this could be the House votes for the secrets to come out. Okay, so okay, okay, interesting. Now let me go back here. I was talking about the that's right. Did I? Yes. See, now I really you talked about it, the Epstein stuff. So what can we expect in the next 45? It's like ending. It's like that's it. Okay, guys, sometimes I just have to tell you what I see. It is hard to I don't know how. Okay, but that's what it feels like. What's going on with JD Vance quickly after this meeting? Oh, his really word, is it really? His word, his stuck. Money, emperor, interesting, the Putin. Ideas, plans, his plans, the woman, work. Okay, here, theft. Okay, shady plans. Well, under the clouds, the doubts are behind the scenes. To the beginning, behind the scenes, plotting the beginning, and important. He's planning. He's thinking that he's getting it, but I don't see people. So, okay, now, so guys, after reading this, almost honestly, I don't care about the whole Thai controversy of Hegseth because we know. So what's the deal with? Let's ask here. So what's the deal with Hegseth? Let me see if I can find the Hegseth Thai thing. So stupid. I mean, it's not like we don't think he is right. So it's not just that he wore this, but that he wore this at the Ukraine meeting, right? It's so significant. So, okay. So what's the story here? What happens? What happened here with Hexas? Why did he wear this? And what I still see him falling. What's happening? Why did he wear this? I see that he was told to wear. Somebody gave you as a gift. Somebody he knows that he got this as a gift from somebody connected to us. Okay, so what's happening with Hegseth? Okay, country upside down. Let's see. This is interesting. I tend to see the women. Oh, here. Oh, high priestess. It could be the other woman with stuff that we don't know. Secrets are coming out. And here it is, collecting money. Okay, woman again. Coffin. Oh, okay, deal. Deal. Okay, stuff coming out about him. Block. Block fight. Okay, the fight. Block. Delay the fight. That's right. So it comes out that he tried to delay something. Now, what about this one? What does this one mean? Oh, false person. It's saying he's been sharing information with this woman who happens to be privately, like there's some kind of like Russian asset or something. It's saying it's gonna come out who he has been communicating with. So how is this information about Hegseth gonna come out? So, no, here it is, create poverty, create okay. Whoa, look, painful ending, the two of them, yeah. So it's saying he's gonna be cut. Okay, it's telling me this that Hegseth will be cut and then 2 weeks and the regime falls. And he will be cut by the military, like in the sense that they will reveal what they know. And I see Rutte has information. A lot of people have information because he's an obviously compromised person. Because you don't imagine the guy had a TV show and then you put him in charge of the most powerful military in the world. That's ridiculous, right? Unless Zadov had something on that. And that's right. I see that he receives messages from. Remember how they exposed that he has a Russian email address? Like, who does that? So, okay, so that's a story. Very interesting. Very interesting. Wow. So, okay, Spirit, tell me more. So tell me anything else that you. That's right. So I see it shows me Zelenskyy is upset. He's deflated because right, he can't really count on the US for anything. And I see this planes flying over Zelenskyy. And I see NATO saying something. I see then Hegseth falling, but he's saying by the time Hegseth falls, it will be an indication that Trump's administration is collapsing. Okay, now I have a question, just the last question. Does JD Vance understand that he could be endangered too? Does he think that they could deny him the presidency because it's a fake, they stole the election? Does he think, what does he think? Okay, here, did I have this? Oh no, it's the same cards. Yeah. So, okay, here it is. Okay, quid pro quo. But okay, owing money. Is that Peter? Okay, moving on. Okay, move on. Oh, he's not interesting. Nine of Cups upside down. Be careful what you wish for. Mm, okay. Yeah, interesting. Does he think what's going on, JD Vance? Man, woman, election. Oh, letter guilty here. So information comes out about the election. Interesting, interesting. So, and I'm getting, they don't know yet. The world, it's saying a lot of people have this inkling that there's something very off here, but it will be a while before, just a little while. But it's saying that's right, that knowledge is going to prevent this from happening. So it's saying, it tells me, stay with that energy of the No Kings, because that we are united and they cannot take us down. They cannot make us live in this world of lies that they created. Okay, so all right, so that was the message for today. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye bye guys, bye.